Tired.
And what's that park worth?
On a £3.6 million. Our total net worth of our business has a value of 160 million.
No private school fees went on Alfie, no social advantages to put him in the right place to make millions. He left school at 12.
Alfie, we're just approaching the city. Do you feel the same as those who are working in the city?
I would say that, to be fair with you, their education has come from a college and a book. My education has come through the knocks and the hard tucks of life. And life is the best education.
Alfie's latest acquisition is an 8-bedroom mansion set in 14 acres of land.
Hi Anne, was that good?
That was very exhilarating. So, this wonderful house. Did you haggle over the price?
Yeah, we negotiated with the agent.
Oh, I'm surprised.
He can easily afford it, but why spend 12 million on a third home?
This house is purely an asset. We will completely redecorate it and then the house will be put up for sale.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Yes, it's my car, Anne.
And it is a...
Rolls-Royce Phantom drop-head. List cost on this car would be £450,000 if you went to buy a new one.
So how much do you pay for it?
I paid for this car £275,000. It's bought as an asset and it's something to sell. Shall we go inside?
I'm dying to see the inside of your house.
Alfie spends on the status symbols of the rich. The helicopter, the Rolls, the home that comes off the peg, fully furnished.
Wow. Now, this was here.
Yep, this all came with the house, but this would be my sort of taste anyway. I like bling.
And as Alfie's house is a disposable asset, he's only added things to increase its value.
Good heavens, have you read Kant?
Nope. All of these books here were bought from a market stall to fill the shelves so it looked like an authentic study. These actually came from Portobello Road.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Tolstoy. Gosh, you've got a lot of reading to get through here. Are you a big reader?
No, I'm not.
Sotheby's. Do you buy at
Jewellery.
Sotheby's?
No, but I like reading what things are worth.
Would you go to Sotheby's, say, and buy a painting or buy a piece of jewellery?
No, I've bought paintings before, but I've never gone to an art auction or anything like that at Sotheby's to buy. That's not somewhere where I would go. I would want to find something where it's a distressed sale and people need to be selling it very quickly, especially from the sort of nature as a trader that I am.
Would you never buy a painting because you love the look of it?
I wouldn't become personally attached to anything because the minute that personal feelings get involved with an item, then it's very difficult to part with.
You're a hard man.
This I bought from the Galleria at Romford.
Oh, really? That's astonishing.
And this is our lounge.
Wow, it's enormous. Who cleans it every day?
My wife cleans the house every day.
Doesn't she want a cleaning lady or a housekeeper?
No, she's a very house-proud woman.
But she could be that and have staff.
No, I know, but obviously if that's her choice and that's what she wants, who am I to say any different?
No. And then, oh, to the pool.
This is our pool room.
Wow.
He has millions, and he doesn't have a cleaner. That sends a nasty shiver down the back of my neck.
What do you mean about?
I wouldn't actually say that I'm mean about anything.
Yeah.
What I would say is I'm careful.
About?
Everything.
So the suit's from where?
The suit's actually from Bicester Village.
Oh, the outlet store?
Yes.
Don't tell me you make a journey all the way to Oxfordshire.
Yeah, but I would buy, say, 4 suits at a time, and then I would buy them for half price.
Alfie, what class would you fly?
Business class.
And what's wrong with first class?
First class, I think, is way overpriced.
Do you collect air miles?
Absolutely.
Do you do the lottery?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm doing the lottery in business every day.
Let's have a look at your fridge. Oh, not much food.
Our fridge is empty most of the time because we eat out an awful lot.
Just caviar?
I'm a big fan of caviar, Anne.
He's got masses of Russian caviar. What's this one?
That little pot there was about £75.
And what does that cost?
That there would cost anything, depending on whether they've got a sale on, Anne, from £25 to £50.
People's fridges always find them out, particularly when they've told you what modest taste they have. Oh, fabulous. Table tennis. I love table tennis.
I understand how Alfie's spending is driven by him being a trader.
No, that was cheating.
Yes, I know, but I won.
But I'm puzzled why he wouldn't use his wealth to pay for Alfie Jr. to have a private education.
The reason that I haven't sent him is because I'm desperate to instil the will to succeed, and nobody can do that, in my opinion, better than me. And am I a hard parent? You bet your bottom dollar I'm a hard parent, because they haven't had the hardship that I've endured.
Thank you so much. It's been
Thank
great.
you, Anne. Pleasure.
There you have Alfie. All the money in the world, but he wouldn't dream of spending a penny on young Alfie's education. He thinks private education is pointless, while other parents will go without to provide it for their children. Who's right? Who's wrong? What I love about Alfie is that he's so refreshingly blunt about his finances. He's a trader who won't let sentiment get a look in. His bank balance might have changed, but in fact, Alfie has the same values as he grew up with as a child in a roadside caravan.
Back in Northampton, at the Stevens house, Darren is getting ready to leave.
Bye, Dad.
He's off to spend the next 3 days with Claire's family in Malvern.
This is my neighbourhood.
This is your neighbourhood?
This is my herd.
The nearest Starbucks to here is in Tewkesbury, 12 miles away. That's just not a progressive town.
Come on, let's go. See ya.
She's missed you lot.
This is Darren's chance to spy, pry and judge.
I like my lounge. But all eBay. Everything's eBay. This is desperate to be done. This has been about 10 years since it was last
What, a lick of paint, or are you going to change it?
Well, probably a lick of paint, but the carpet needs doing as well. We bought this, it was £30.
All of it?
This was off eBay.
The Addicotts bring home $25,000 a year, just a quarter of Darren's family income.
What I wanted to know is how, with 4 children and 2 adults, you cope with a joint income of 25,000.
I don't know. We're always overdrawn. Always. We do get a bit of help with tax credit as well, so that just sort of bumps it up a little bit. Probably about another £5,000–6,000.
Claire and Paul are one of more than 3 million families in the UK reliant on tax credits to get by.
Without the working tax credit, we wouldn't survive. We find it very difficult to survive as it is at the moment. We don't want to live like this anymore. I mean, we're, the age we are now, we should be a little bit more comfortable. We should be, we've always worked. And it just doesn't seem to be getting any easier, it seems to be getting harder.
But even with tax credits, they still have to scrimp to feed a family of 6.
How much would it cost to feed all of us?
I'd say possibly £8 to £9.
There's probably more beans and stuff than meat in here because it's just sort of cheaper to fill out the meals. You put in perhaps another tin of beans or something the next day to make it last for a couple of days. So that's how we sort of do it, budget-wise.
The Addicotts have given Darren a detailed breakdown of their spending.
Jesus Christ. £2.5 grand a year for after-schools clubs. £2.5 grand on kids' clubs is not struggling. You're not struggling. I'd rather eat and get the house sorted and then pay for the kids' activities.
Those I've met so far have different backgrounds. Nevertheless, their spending reveals who they are and what they value.
What about old money, the sort of people who've only ever known a firm position in society, that bed of privilege whereby money is inherited, and frankly, there's no need to better yourself. Baroness Jenkin of Kennington is a perfect example of blue blood whose family seat is a vast country estate. The Baroness, like generations of her family before her, is in the House of Lords, and naturally their London home is just round the corner from the Palace of Westminster. Morning. This is beautiful.
Aren't we lucky?
Wonderful. I love the portraits.
This is my grandfather. He was also a politician. Both my mother's parents were MPs. And this picture here is my Aunt Margie, who looks a rather solemn little girl, doesn't she? These chairs were inherited from my granny. who I'm sure would have had Stanley Baldwin's bottom sitting on them in their time. And we've had Margaret Thatcher's bottom sitting on them, and a number of other well-known
Prime ministers. Many a prime minister.
Well, 2 anyway.
2.
In fact, I'm not sure I can't run to 3 because I've got a feeling that David Cameron's been here too.
So that's the Baroness's pedigree. Now let's see how she spends her money.
Let me make you a cup of coffee.
Yes.
And shall I show you my frugal way of doing it?
Yes.
Very good.
Despite her status, or maybe because of it, the Baroness has thrift running through her DNA.
Instead of using a filter or paper, this has the same effect and is considerably cheaper. This may be in a Fortnum's tin, but it's not Fortnum's coffee.
No, whose coffee is it?
Aldi.
Why does it have to be in a Fortnum's tin?
Because somebody once gave me a Fortnum's tin of coffee.
Did you use the Fortnum's tin?
Yeah, don't waste what I'm given.
For the Baroness, waste is a form of torture.
I'm going to show you how I make marmalade.
Oh, OK.
I use my laddered tights. I wouldn't buy a jelly bag. And you can use any manky old fruit at the bottom of your fruit bowl.
That's a pair of old tights.
There's another one in here.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
OK. It's quite hard for people to understand that coming from a privileged background that you wouldn't make full use of all the luxury that's available to you.
A lot of privileged people, if you like, and partly because they live in big old houses which cost the earth to heat, are pretty frugal. I mean, I remember my father was very strict about turning off lights and turning off heat and all of that, and that stayed with me.
Rather than squander money, she'll avoid the butcher if she can and make use of the family estate.
We're having pigeon, which was shot by my son at the weekend.
Oh, they're quite small, aren't they?
Yes. There we are. There's another one.
Pigeon. I love your staircase.
We were very lucky. I mean, just this space is the size of most people's bedrooms. Here we are, into the bedroom.
It's very pretty.
Well, we've had some fun times in here. Right, now I think you want to have a look at my wardrobe.
I do.
This was eBay. I don't really buy anything new. Nothing will be more than 20 quid. This was about 10.
If you're searching on eBay, what do you put in for what you need?
Mother of the bride quite often does the trick.
Because you can't put in needed for the House of Lords.
Where do you do your shopping?
Oh, everywhere.
No, go on, go on.
That's Yves Saint Laurent. That's Comme des Garçons, and those are Philip Lim. But remember, I'm dressing for television.
I'm not sure that's any excuse. Now, this was £16, the dress, the jacket and the hat. And here you are ready for Buckingham Palace, don't you?
Wow!
Bit over the top way. That I bought for Lady T's funeral.
Yeah.
Charity shop. What do you think?
Perfect. Fantastic.
I have no idea who Joan Biggs is.
Actually, labels don't matter to you very much, do they?
Oh, no. Why would they?
What is it? Would you be unhappy to have something really expensive?
Well, I've got here, look, a thing of... would you call this expensive? Jo Malone. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but I am quite pleased if somebody gives it to me. I don't know what that costs, 60 quid?
40, 50 pounds?
Yes. So I would never buy it, but it is quite nice.
So is there nothing, Anne, where you think, I have to have it? Is there no have to have it gene anywhere?
Well, if I had it, the gene, it's been well and truly stamped on and disappeared.
The Baroness's thrift is deeply ingrained. She was born to status. She doesn't need to spend to achieve it. Her instinct is to preserve and pass on the legacy to the next generation. Back in Malvern, Claire's in a charity shop and determined to convert Darren to cut-price living.
Lucy, that's Debenhams, isn't it? £2.95.
Darren loves the label, so I'm not sure how successful her mission is likely to be.
There's a Timberland shirt, £5.95.
It would stay on the hanger.
Darren, this would be perfect for your holidays. Yves Saint Laurent, £7.25.
I want to blind people.
He doesn't seem interested at all.
I'd rather not buy things that have been worn previously. I prefer to buy new clothes and wear them myself and then give to charity once I've finished with them. That's how it works for me. That's what happens. But that's because I can afford to choose.
Unlike Darren, Claire has no choice but to bargain hunt.
£9.65, thank you very much.
But her efforts to save money aren't working.
So, usual £500 overdraft.
That's what you're overdrawn?
I don't like it, but it's just the way it is. But sometimes you just like to bury your head in the sand, don't you?
And how useful is that attitude, do you think?
Well, it's not. It's not.
Over the last 3 days, Darren's been looking into the Adicots' finances and can't understand why they spend £2,500 a year on the children's activities.
I heard a lot of rationalisations for their spending habits. They're not struggling. Their perception is they're struggling, they're not struggling.
Every week, the children take at least 9 classes. Wow.
At the cash point yesterday, the words specifically you used were, I kind of bury my head in the sand. In the spending handbook, your incomings were 25 grand and your spending on the kids' activities was 2,500, which, off the top of my head, is 10%.
They want to do it.
Who's they?
My children.
Whose money is it?
My money.
Whose choice is it then?
Theirs. No, I want them to do them. I like it, yeah.
So it's your choice?
Yeah.
If you're struggling to put food on the table or worried about where your overdraft is, then they could perhaps do something that's a bit cheaper, i.e. free.
Is it possible, do you think, to reject the values you've been brought up with, opt out of the consumer society and live on virtually no money at all?
Jedi, real names Sam and Hannah, are apparently doing that in the middle of a forest. I can't actually imagine living without life's luxuries, my comfy sofas, my espresso machine, my underfloor heating. But maybe that's going to change. Perhaps once I get into the woods, I'll never want to come out. It's apparently going to pop out somewhere along here.
Hello,
are you Jedi?
Mrs. Robinson. Yes, I'm Jedi.
Hi.
We do hugs here generally. Can I give you a hug?
You can give me as many hugs as you like. Why do you hug people?
Well, it's just a better connection, you know?
Is it?
Yeah,
do you feel
definitely.
better about me now?
I feel more connected to you now, definitely, yeah.
First-time home buyers have a mortgage of around $117,000, but Jedi's turned his back on that world. He's living for free in a wood.
Oh, look. So this is an eco-village.
Yeah, this is the village. This is where it happens.
This is squatted land. To live here, you simply arrive and build your home, any shape or size you fancy.
Would you call this the manor house?
I'd say yes, definitely, because Malcolm and Viv built it, and they're a retired couple.
Does it naturally become like a suburban area where some positions are better positions?
Oh, for sure, yeah. We got Keeping Up with the Joneses just the same as anyone else does.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, where are we here?
This is the best house in the village.
Is it? Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I love getting hugged.
And even though the eco-villagers claim to have rejected convention, they still seem to care about home improvements.
Like this is going to be our shower bit.
Yeah. And will you have
None
a
of this will be here.
conservatory?
Probably. We'll probably have like a little lean-to.
And a patio and a barbecue?
Hopefully, yeah.
It does then begin to sound quite suburban.
Typically, Tori does odd jobs to support herself, but as a newcomer, she's still clinging to the odd guilty pleasure.
I'm probably one of the only people here, and I'm really ashamed of it, to actually wear makeup. It's just something that I haven't let go of.
Will you buy more makeup?
Yeah.
Well done. It's got to be on the left-hand side.
When Tori moved into the village, she left most of her possessions behind.
Why are people living like this?
I think one of the biggest reasons is because of their different attitude towards stuff and what it means to them.
What do you mean by stuff?
Material items and things, houses and boxes.
And aeroplanes?
And aeroplanes.
What's life like day to day in the woods?
So this is my house that I built here.
It's winter and it's freezing. I'm wearing more layers than an onion. It's a relief to get inside with Jedi and Hannah for Sunday lunch.
What would you say this house cost to build?
All it cost was the nails, 20 quid.
£20, that's quite good for rural Berkshire, isn't it? Oh, jolly nice springy mattress.
Oh, I got memory foam on there, and...
Good. Where did the bed come from?
Yeah, from these people who just were happy for us to come and clear their yard. It didn't smell bad.
Do you think, as you settle somewhere, there is a move towards a more conventional lifestyle?
Whenever you have space, you amass stuff.
The amount of stuff here, is it too much?
Yeah, I think the stuff here is a weakness. It holds me back, definitely.
To live as simply as you do, what does it cost?
The costings for me for the dog's food, it is about 15 to 20 quid.
A week?
A week on the dog.
And where does that come from?
Just generally little gardening jobs or odd bits and pieces that come along.
Between you today, how much money have you got?
In the bank.
Oh, you've got a bank account, have you?
Yeah, 30 quid.
£30, and how much in your bank account?
I think there's about 4 quid in there. Something.
There's £4. And at what point would you panic?
I'm kind of happy anyway. As long as there's food in the house, I'm okay.
But how do you shop for food if you have no money?
This is mine, is it?
Yeah, that's for you. And all of that was skipped.
What do you mean skip?
So everything you're eating comes from a bin, essentially.
Oh.
You don't have to eat it all, Anne. I won't be offended.
I went to boarding school. I can eat anything.
It's 7 o'clock and it's dark. Perfect conditions for going out for dinner.
Where are we climbing?
We're going to the bins over here.
Oh, I was going to show you how good I am at climbing.
Hopefully we don't get chased away by police and dogs.
No need to climb, we just walk to the back of a posh supermarket.
Well, here are the bins.
How often does a rat come out of here?
Never. They can't get into the bins.
Okay, if you want to have a look.
Gosh, they packed it for you.
Look at this.
Some kind of salmon thing here.
That's carrot and hummus.
Carrot and hummus.
Salmon with feta cheese, mint and lemon, easy to cook. Bagels.
Oops, we've been rumbled.
Do you want to meet Anne Robinson? Do you want to meet Anne Robinson?
How's it
She's
going,
here.
sir?
What are we up to?
I'm just getting some food that you guys have thrown away. No, I'm stoning it because you guys have thrown it away.
But that's in private property.
Well, then take me
We
to
just
court.
got out of this bin.
The private property is a matter of a civil matter, so you need to take me to court.
It's fine. You can hang around while phoning the old bill?
Well, phoning on bill, it's not illegal.
Because a lot of that food is out of date now.
No, everything I've looked at's in date.
No, everything's out of date that's in there. We've got to be careful who's coming in here.
But if nice people are taking it, you don't mind. We're off.
Okay, no problem.
Lovely to meet you, darling.
Yep, I'll see you later, mate.
No worries.
Cheers, bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't want to get arrested.
Oh, you wouldn't get arrested?
You wouldn't get
I haven't
arrested.
got enough food to get arrested. I mean, why did you get confrontational with him?
Got quite insulted by him, basically
Oh,
said...
you just have to chill out a bit, you two. Let's just have a look, because he said it was all out of date, and it isn't. That's not out of date. That's not out of date.
There's a whole chicken there.
There's some cakes here if anyone wants one.
Oh, look! Lovely fairy cakes. I mean, you must have 50 quid's worth of food there.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely, and I'm a proper skip snob, and I like to skip all the best products from all the best places for people to eat.
Oh, we're having a group hug. Oh, lovely! I've had such a good day.
Yeah, man.
And a feast at the end.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no problem.
Have I been converted to life in the woods? No. I need my creature comforts. Do eco-warriors have aspirations? Yes, they do. It turns out they want to live in a better house than the eco-warrior next door, and indeed to nick their food from a classier supermarket bin.
So, I've met people from across the spending spectrum, and they all have something in common. Money and how they choose to spend it defines them. It's how we judge ourselves and each other. It's hard to think of another subject other than money that could reveal so much about who we really are. No wonder we squirm and wriggle and pretend talking money is vulgar. In fact, it exposes far too much. Our upbringing, our competitiveness, our envy, our aspirations, what lies at the heart of us. Talk money, and there's nowhere to hide. But does spending money make us happy? That's what I'll be looking into next, when I'll discover the joys of fast fashion.
Thank you! Yay!
Two families will delve into each other's finances.
What can you get for £400 at Christmas?
To see if a different way of spending could make them happier.
It's just a load of old rubbish.
And our